Niaje wase, karibuni sana to Kenyan Design Conversations. Place your mad vibes, design hacks, real talk conversations that level up maisha yako in style. But kabla tuanze, a short disclaimer. Our views here are our own and our own. They do not in any way reflect the podcast, our friends, employers, wetu, anything. They're just our own. Tuko hapa kuchocha na kudevelop, lakini it's also a space where we challenge each other's opinions. Si unajua? My name is Shindarata na hapa tumekam correct na content ya kukupeleka next level. Tuende kazi.
Sijafika in UX UI design as my first mini niche in the general design industry. Nimekuwa in the design industry right from graphic design. Acha niseme hata graphic design. Right from inaitwaje stuff. Ilikuwa inaitwanga Microsoft Paint. Design is about meeting or striking a balance between them. Expression, which is creativity, and functionality, which is usability of that product you are working on. Yeah. Anza tu na YouTube, but follow a consistent sort of ndamwita aje, someone you look up to mwenye anafanya vitu, follow his concept. Ukishinda unaruka mwenye huyu anafanya hivi, then you will not get the concept. So just try to learn from one person and don't spend so much time watching and learning. Spend so much time practicing. It will get you somewhere.
Hi and welcome back to Kenyan Design Conversations. Kama kawaida, niaje Mariga?
Poa sana.
Mazee, sijakuona the whole day. How has it been?
It has been well.
How's January for you?
January has been very fast for me.
Ebu ita jina yangu ndo watu wajue Mariga naongea na nani.
Chantel sasa.
Poa sana.
Uko fresh?
Sasa venye huwa tunaifanya.
Najua karibu nikuite conversationalist.
Lakini mimi ni conversationalist.
Lakini sasa umesema nikuite kwa jina yako.
Si, bado conversation kisawa. Sasa you know it's the host, alafu co-host, and then you know what you do.
Sawa. Chantel leo amesema hataki kutupatia psych vizuri.
Wewe.
Si ni kweli.
Vitu tunasema nyuma ya tent unaleta mbele ya tent.
Lazima. Hiyo si ya kuficha nyuma ya tent.
Sawa, niko na psych guys.
Chantel here. Meet Mariga. Anyway, nilipewa title mpya na Yoanita.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades. Anyway, tuko na guest leo. Flow ni yako.
Hakuna jua umeintroduce. Ukimwambia hivyo atakuwa modest. Hi David. So here, my guests are allowed to be modest with their achievements. Like whatever you've achieved in life.
Let me set the bar for you.
Please do.
Yeah, please.
Either kama unapenda ujipawa ama ugali.
Ni reggae, but ni sawa.
Levels.
Hawezi stop reggae, but ni sawa.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, hi guys. Dave here. So honored and so grateful to be on this podcast today. Nimefurahia sana. Unafanya na feel kama mimi ni king. Though mi bado ni mkulima mdogo. Based on my perspective there. But yeah, I'm grateful to be here today and looking forward to a very serious conversation. Tunaweza make joke kidogo one or two, but most probably it will be all about design, my achievements, my perspectives. And nimefikaje hapa mali nimefika leo, and based on my experience, what are the one or two things that you can pick from me? So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Hujasema kama unapenda uji na ugali. Na alafu disclaimer.
Yeah.
Umesema it's a serious conversation. It's not a serious conversation.
It is just a conversation.
It's just a conversation. Sema ni serious.
Yeah.
Itakuwa ni interview.
I'm a lecture. We're just here to talk.
Yeah, nice. I see that. Okay. So,
as in apart from design.
I'm a tech, sindio?
Hata unaweza tuambia crush wako ni nani?
Kama unataka, shout out.
Until hapo.
Kama uko na crush.
Ndio nasikia.
Ana blush, hebu niambie kana blush.
Mazee ningekuwa na kamera. Sina maoni.
Yeah, nice. So
Kamera inge describe.
great. Yeah. So regarding question yako about ujipawa or ugali. I think nenda na ugali. Ujipawa is overrated.
Kwani umeshikishia mshe gangster points?
Hapana. Sijaisikia mtu akisema that's a very different person. Mimi mwenyewe napenda ujipawa. Sijaisikia mtu.
Unajua napenda ujipawa, is a new thing in the town.
In me, tuanze in me.
Yes. Sawa. Lakini
You know,
ugali
Yeah.
Nimezoea.
hadi ukilala unaweza pewa tu ugali na utafuna na unajua umetafuna ugali.
You know, one thing about your mind when you set a perspective about something, I don't know, magically ina manifest. So you guys have just may overrate the thing and it works on you.
Umesema sisi Delulu is the Solulu.
The Lulu is the ujipawa.
And because we have already manifested how it tastes, lazima iko tu sawa. Ni sawa tu.
Unless tunakunya from different pots, but I'll love to taste yours.
Trust you me, ujipawa za amekunywa zote, sijui kama zote ni legit though.
Chiki Dev, what other hobbies do you have?
Okay, so me, I have quite a few hobbies. One, I'm a gamer. Casually. I do that once in a while. Yeah, maybe like I play like 2 weekends a month or so. I'm okay. Kukua enthusiast wa kitu bado ni hobby. Okay,
very much.
I'm an audiophile.
Audiophile.
Yeah.
Inamaanisha nini?
Inamaanisha mse ana regard art of music with care na ana like kusikiza music iko top notch, high quality.
Wewe lazima utupe playlist yako.
All right. Mse ana build gears za kusikiza music that are totally different from the mainstream, and ukienda kwake you'll be amazed by the crazy stuff ana own just because anataka ku listen to good quality music. And that is me right here.
Yeah. Have you built your own system in the house? As in,
I cannot say I've built my own, but I've assembled different elements. So, like I have an 80s hi-fi system.
Customized.
Not really customized, but there are these hi-fi high-end systems, and the one I have belong in the 80s. So it gets the job done perfectly compared to hizi vitu zinawaka za China zimeja squeeze you.
Vitu za China unashangaa ni base kwa anyway ni sawa. Nikitaka kuhaya
siwezi haya. Like that's the last thing I'll
sawa. So inamaanisha this one option. Tukianza kwa conversation ya design na wewe in person.
Yes.
Kuje kwako.
Tumekuja kwako.
Sasa utatulisha.
Kutulisha hiyo ni lazima tupike ugali. Unajua napenda ugali.
Sasa ndio hiyo.
Lakini hiyo B. Ya kwanza tu.
Ya kwanza ni
sikiza ngoma kwake.
Lazima we need to listen to your music.
Alafu sasa imagine unasikiza ngoma safi. Na good system, and then you're discussing about design.
Nice one.
Anyway, sawa, tuambie sasa design sasa.
Okay, great. Design. Me huangalia design from a broader perspective. Naanza na the general view as I niche it down to UX UI design, because sijafika in UX UI design as my first mini niche in the general design industry. Nimekuwa in the design industry from right from graphic design, acha nisiseme hata graphic design, right from inaitwaje stuff, ilikuwa inaitwanga Microsoft Paint.
Microsoft Paint.
eh,
Aha.
Najua most of Gen Z itawapita, but Microsoft Paint at that time uko ma 2000s, my early 2000s, when we had Windows XP, sorry not XP, 98. I think your time ndo ilikuwa iko
98, yes.
now. So that was where my design started, but that was on only on the tech part. But as a designer nimegrow as an artist. So when I was young nilikuwa napendanga kuchora sana. I was an artist, like naweza kaa chini nichore anyone or anything, ama naweza picture kitu alafu nifika home then I put on paper. So nika grow with that, but unfortunately something happened ikanirudisha back to not being able to, share my hobby and my art and express myself na hiyo interest as much as I was doing back then. Na hii ni kitu inaitwa gaming. So niliintroduciwa into gaming and it took all my time away, all my attention, and I was mesmerized by how amazing you can live in this virtual world. Hiyo kitu ilini affect hadi shule. I was not performing well because of gaming. Yeah, so nimegrow kutoka hapo, but eventually nili overcome. So nimekuwa bado mimi ni gamer like I said, but as an adult learn ku control na nikarudi back to design in 2014 nilikuwa natoka Mshadha na kuja Nairobi. So that was the year that nilikuwa nimefinalize my form 4. I came to my amazing cousin, shout out to him, anaitwa Sam. He's the one who hosted me, na alikuanga na movie shop. Akiwa na movie shop alikuwa anajifunzanga bado hizi designs, ku design malogo and everything. Na software alikuwa nayo ilikuwa mbili, ilikuanga Adobe Illustrator na Adobe Photoshop. So akidesign ilikuanga nyuma yake kwa mgongo, naona Kenya anafanya. Then left TV shop aniachie na kaa chini na replicate the same thing. Na hapo ndo interest ya design ikaanzia, and that's how I was introduced into graphic design. I've been doing that for almost 2014 up to now. I still do it partially. Na nika grow from that, and then I came to a period of 2019 nikataka kufanya more than just design, which is just pushing pixels. And then there's this guy, sijui kama mnamjua, anaitwa sijui kama ni Chris Do or Chris Do or something, and ana on Chris Do ana on YouTube inaitwa The Future. I think that's the brand itself.
Yeah.
And he said something interesting that sparked me. Akasema, look at the way you can present more value to the client more than just what you're doing. That really sparked me a lot. Nikakaa chini nikajiuliza, what best or what greater thing can I do above just designing? Hapo nikaanza kujifunza, nikajiintroduce, nikafanya research, nikafind kitu inaitwa brand strategy. And that is where I introduced myself to design thinking now. Yes, there was design thinking itself in design logo. Of course, you have to research, you have to understand the target audience, what the business objectives are and everything before you come up with a complete brand kit. But now, what I was doing this time was more than just that, which is looking at things like tone of voice, copywriting, how are they gonna present themselves in the market and everything. So nikaanza kujifunza that skill, and I opened my first gig on Fiverr, and I was charging $200. And to be honest, it was successful. I got a few clients, and that is where I started polishing my design skills, getting better at it, getting better at research and everything. Then after a few years, I think that was 2 to 3 years from there, I discovered UX UI design. I used to love interfaces. Nikireflect to these days, I used to love them. Back then when I was young, talking about computers, nilikuanga napendanga just sitting down and operating the PC without doing anything constructive. Na nilikuanga village, so I was that guy. Like my parents were proud. Unajua kukua ocha na uko na comp wa very few people at that time. Alafu mko na comp na mtoi anajua, like najaenda hata comp ya shule, na I believe hata bado kuna hizo computer codes.
Same way ni rich kid.
No, I wasn't rich kid. Sitajieka
Lakini
hiyo.
ukiwa ocha ukiwa na computer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So okay, this is the twist. Yeah, tulikuwa na computer but it was not for home use. My mom used to own a shop, na part of it alikuwa may make, siwezi ita cyber, but easy story na typing, printing, photocopy were huge back then because people did not have phones. Smartphones were not there. People could not afford computers easily as it is today. So that business was huge. So my mom and my dad, they bought the PCs, they put it on the shop. So nilikuwa nikitoka shule hivi mbio comp, weekends I'm on the computer, and I just started falling in love with navigation system, intuitiveness in design, looking at the interfaces, and back then they were rough. Hata ukiangalia up to date, if you go back to like Microsoft Word, they are trying, but you still feel like you're being overwhelmed by so much that is going on at the same time. But I was able to hack, and nikireflect back to that period, I think it gives me a reason to love UX UI design. Na kutoka hapo, the love has brought me to where I am today, which has made me more even successful than the other things I was doing in design.
Hey, wow.
Ukihesabu
Yeah.
hizo ni miaka ngapi za design experience?
Right from graphic.
Yes. All the way to, yes.
To where you are right now.
So we are in 2025, right?
Yes.
That will be 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah. Because I started 2014. But 2014. Then there's other thing I've forgotten also. Nilienroll shule inaitwa Shangtao, mnaijua?
No.
Amujui shule fulani iko hapo Tao, hata calligraph uimba sijui Shangtao nini. So nilienroll hiyo shule kufanya animation, though animation inataka huge resources, and nikashift to perspective, nikarudi back to graphic design.
Yeah. Manze. Anyway, before I ask my next question, because najua there's much yenye umeangusha ndani ya dustbin.
Yeah. As in
there are those designs from graphic design to UI designs that you have trashed in the dustbin. Hiyo inamaanisha like zile designs ulieka huko ndani ya dustbin. Inamaanisha ulipata feedback mbaya. Unaona, Kaambia best yako akupatie feedback, best yako critique. Na uko sawa na feel manze leo I'm the best designer in the world. Anyway, because as in you have started from a graphic designer up to where you are.
Yeah.
Currently, manze sasa tunasafa na kama KDK tunasafa na story ya brand identity in a professional way.
Yeah.
Na tunatafuta volunteers. Na wewe umekuwa kwa industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
Tunatafuta volunteers. Unaweza tusaidia?
Mtu ana sign wapi?
Hata usign ni yako.
Sawa.
Tushaku convince.
Thank you.
Sasa I'll love to help because what you guys are doing imenibamba. So yeah.
Asante sana. Sasa unapata as in hiyo inakunga challenge. Yeah. Kama saa hii unaona like kama wewe unajua like Chantel hapa ni product designer.
Yeah.
Hajui kubuild brand ile ya kuambia watu vizuri.
Yeah.
Sisi anaweza kuwa anajua lakini time yake mimi hapa najaribu design. Na mimi I usually get as in I get insights from you and the other guests you have gotten here. As in meaningful stack. At the moment I can say I'm a full stack, but I started with front end can get design. It has been
Yeah.
amazing. And then for you, like transitioning from graphics to UI UX, it's a whole different journey, because in a conga very hectic, because graphics, it's like at an instance
Yeah.
you're supposed to sell the product at a glance, like you have sold the product.
Yeah.
But UI UX is not about at a glance you're selling the product,
Yeah.
but at a glance you're supposed to sell them to maintain their attention, and then for the next a little bit of the time, and then you can
Yeah.
sell the product
I
enyewe.
agree.
Pigiwa makofi Dev kwanza juu ulilana kwa nlan we na kurilan that's nice. Anyway, tumeappreciate hiyo sana. Amunanaje, tushapata brand design.
Mi hata niko na swali hapa. Brand designer. We ni designer. Okay.
With 10 years of experience.
Ngoja niko na swali ya nice.
Bring it on.
Jamani, nikutumie hii picha email kwanza ndo uelewe kitu nitasema.
Yeah, nitumie niangalie.
I already got myself into this conversation. We'll just as well finish it. Itatusaidia tunayo branding design unaongelea. Sasa ndo inakuja.
Naweza imagine like by the time nakutumia picha, naweza imagine like how can I start it? You being an artist,
Yeah.
getting to seeing visuals in a computer, you trying out graphic design because you're in a situation where you can see like what graphics is doing.
Yeah.
And then you meeting more mentors like Christo.
Yeah.
Hadi unafika kwa UI UX. Anyway, hiyo picha niko nasemaje kwanza? Shatuma.
Ni logo, ni msee anaitisha critique. So I've noticed this guy has so much experience in design. Let me ask him. Sasa kwa hii logo unaona hapa?
Yeah.
Huyu mtu anaitisha critique, ungemwambia aje?
Okay, before anything, yeah.
Yes.
Before anything, we need to understand where he's coming from and where he's trying to get.
Exactly. That's what I said. So let me tell you what he said.
Yeah.
I asked Miata before something about interest. Kuna msalimwambia ati tutoe hiyo Africa tuione from a minimalist point of view. So this guy had good intentions. Alafu akaongezea ama how it will look like for a watermark. And then that got me thinking. That is very important, by the way. So inamaanisha angalia scalability, si ndio?
Yes.
So mimi nikasema interesting way of looking at it. I would definitely put this into perspective because I would. Lakini nikamwambia yeye aelewe cause umse alikuja kijitetea akisema hii Afrika tunaongelea ati itolewe, haiwezi tolewa, it's just the name. So I was trying to tell this guy elewa, it's part of the name.
Okay.
By the way, I'm talking about guys in Africa. Shout out to them. Sasa kuna msee mwingine akampea hapo. And then mi nikamwambia mi kwanza ningependa kuelewa design direction na goals za hii kitu ilikuwa nini. Sasa nikamuuliza why does KZN Africa exist?
Yeah.
Nikamwambia I'm coming at a point of view of creative direction. That's not exactly what I said. Na rephrase hizi vitu. Amekuja akanielezea. Kwanza ameni correct, si Africa ni Africa. Ni difference ni nini? Spelling. So anasema alitaka logo ikuwe simple but with a little sophistication.
Yeah.
That's why the first K looks like that. Unaiangalia, si ndio? And then anasema the community exists as a community empowering techies to have a place where they could learn, connect, grow, collaborate on projects and succeed in tech. That's the community side of it. The reason why I said brand name is because we are building a platform. More on it later. So as an example is Google, you have Google the brand and then GTG as its community. So we will be like that. But sijasema tunakuwa Google. Okay, kwanza umeelewa aje?
Before Deva in the story, kama mse anafanya brand identity for something new, kipiana just only one version, you won't have enough room for critique. Yes.
But saa zingine mtoto anakuanga amemanage kufikiria version moja ama time haimalao kufikiria versions kata.
Difference ni moja. If you want to explore, you see like kuna watu, there are people who prefer like symbols and words. Kuna so prefer words, kuna so prefer icons and symbols and words in terms of a logo. Naona. So you have like maybe 2 or 3 versions of each, you can get a whole good critic feedback. Na itakusaidia like,
Okay.
yes.
So how do you get to the point where umeelewa hii vision that you can actually create, even maybe umecreate hata 6 versions and then umenya uka-eliminate 3, unaona, ndio peleke stakeholders 3.
Dave with 10 years experience, uko na maswali 2, asante.
Yes, so from where I see, this is an umbrella of many brands coming, and
Yes.
from what we've already designed, I'm seeing you're trying to strike the balance between a logo that will speak to both techies and will represent African community, right?
Yeah.
So first thing Kenya mi nasema ni, of course I've gotten the objectives that are needed, and just to also clarify about the numbers of logos you deliver, from my own experience, I may be bashed on this, but hata moja can do as long as you know how to sell the logo to the client. And logos, to me personally, and what I've experienced, is logos are just signatures. What you put through that logo over time is what will give that logo meaning. It can be even this logo here, but what they do with this logo is what will define this logo over time. For example, Apple logo is just an apple, nothing special about it. Yes, there's some level of ukiangalia from the design perspective, the creator was really creative to think about the bite and taking the bite out of the apple. That is creative, but okay, most people don't even care, or even most people, if you ask them about it, they will not know. But what they see behind the logo is the values that Apple has installed on that logo for a period of time. So first thing ni kusell the idea to the client by letting them know, or the stakeholders, that this is just an identity signature. It's not the brand itself. Brand is what you guys will be doing, is what will matter. If you do positive things, it will be assigned as a positive brand and a positive logo, vice versa. So that is to just clarify about the general approach to how I approach this branding. To me, honestly, this logo is almost there. It's almost there. Just a few tweaks and you can get it right. Making it simple, so many people nowadays are striking for simplicity, which is a good thing also. Love simplicity. But at times also you don't have to go with trends most of the time, because what makes logo stand out, or art itself, because I approach design as art of expression, though I try to balance with functionality, is making sure that you're putting something out there that is timeless, will stand through test of time, and you'll think about rebranding maybe in the next century, or even not thinking about it. For example, Coca-Cola. There are many simple logos nowadays, but they will never beat that logo. So
Yeah, sure.
It's what Coca-Cola has been doing over time is what matters. I don't know if I've answered your questions.
sa in short tunasema logo inaweza kuwa kama ni kama it's a head of, even if it's a tech company, logo inaweza kuwa ni like it's a head of a bull. The difference is one, how do you sell it, or how do you convince someone like this the logo si shida, but this is us in terms of when you are in terms of the identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
hebu
okay,
piga
one thing I also forgot to mention is about isikuwe to anything pia, it should be appropriate. Yeah, wezi
What
kwa
do you mean?
okay, is appropriate. Also you have to apply logic a bit. Which example can I use? Isikuwe ni kitu mechanical or a different thing alafu unachukua kichwa ya kuku unaweka hapo. Those two things cannot really,
sawa.
the kuku idea cannot drive the concept of mechanical industry. So just try to look at the industry and put what is appropriate. If kama imekataa, like symbols imekataa kabisa, then go with logotype. Logotypes are logos that are just like this one.
Ni sawa, lakini sijui nikanyagie, lakini ama acha tuniseme.
Mbona ukanyagia?
Na imagine mimi niko na solution moja kali ya tech, lakini nasikia mimi kama bull nataka kulima kila mtu.
Yeah, that's appropriate as long as you assign meaning to it. And I think also you've asked me a question on how you can sell that concept. Selling that concept comes down to presentation. Preparing a very good presentation. Don't just design the logo, design the brand visualization. So I mean, go do mock-ups, go do things like the brand strategy of tone of voice, assign everything, put it in a presentation and prepare yourself well to sell the client. Though kuna tu client wenye tu wanakuanga wamestick to the idea they have in their head, so it's your work to extract, and it's good that we have them in the field. Wanatusaidianga tunaweza kusharpen also and challenge our thinking, but most of the time nasemanga wale ni client wanataka wakutumie wewe as a pen. They are not consulting you, but they want to use you as a pen to extract the idea they have in the head. So yeah, so you have to understand kwanza who the client is and where are they coming from. Very important.
Yeah, that one. You may nailed it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Na wako wengi. Kwanza, sorry to say this, but ukipata mtu mwenye ako na butchery, ako na nini. I know I've not worked with such clients, but I've experienced with a couple of people I've seen working with them. They have these sophisticated ideas in the mind, and kuitoa uweke kwa paper wewe mwenyewe inakuwa ni back and forth with them. But like I've said, it's good to face such clients so that they challenge you, they challenge your thinking, and they help you grow as a designer.
Because you have to solve that.
Did you just say it's good? Hapa juzi tulikuwa tunaongea vibaya. Sawa, tumesikia. Me and
It's not that you should be praying wakuwa nakuja all the time. But if you face them on the way.
Actually, I think the problem was just dealing with difficult clients.
All right.
How do you
dealing with difficult clients?
Imagine unapata dealing with those difficult clients.
Yeah.
They hinder you with two things. Creativity na work ethic. Sometimes unapata huyo client creativity yako iko sawa. Na wewe muone uko sawa, but yeye anaona ni kama hadi una feel, hadi sometimes una feel maze you are not understanding me. Hadi sometimes hadi umuongeleshe vibaya ama usimuongeleshe kwanza, wewe ufanye kazi yako umalize.
inahinda creativity?
It does, because like you have done your best as a professional designer,
Yeah.
and then you're presenting the work is like, this is bullshit. So where do you start from?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that is where, yeah, so that is where you need to now understand that the work of selling this logo is the most important, by putting all my effort on how it can be functionable in the market. First, by visualizing it through mockups. Very important. Tengeneza mockups kalikali, hiyo ikuwe tu vision board. Then take them through and make them understand, like I've said, logos are just signatures. It's like your signature. Ukienda bank unaambiwa hebu tupe signature. Unaelewa? But see wewe, that signature is not you. It just defines you, or as some form of security in the banking industry. So in this ukikuja marketplace, logo just puts you in the market, but people will assign what you do to that logo and will give that logo meaning throughout time. So these are the things you need to try and sell to that client. But ukiambia client na bado ana insist kwa kuambia make it pop, na haelewi, hata wewe mwenyewe uelewi how you should make it pop, and you've sold all those things, then I think that's just client sumbua.
We,
Sawa. Sasa ukipata sumbua client, what do you do?
by the way.
Sumbua clients, most of, to be honest, tusidanganyane ati sijui the structure or anything. Mi nimekosana nao, sitakudanganya. But you try to just take a break. You explain to them what uambie you are just trying to take some time off, ukuje back, restructure whatever they are saying, and make a second meeting with them. And what I've experienced or what I've learned throughout time is try to look at them as new clients, because the moment wanakusumbua alafu you put it in your mind, which is very hard to let go, it will drive you crazy every time. Hata anasema kitu which is most important utaignore because unaona anasumbua, but he's saying something which you might find value in, hata ukiangalia vizuri. So yeah, try to meet them again, take a break and try to meet them as fresh clients again, with that fresh perspective and understand where it's coming from.
So mi ningependa kuuliza sasa, aya, tuseme umpata client, whether nsumbua, wewe unafanya kazi yako. So what's your creative process?
My creative process will be tricky. I know it's tricky, but will pretty much just be close or similar to what I do, which is like I've said, taking a break is very important because inakutoa tu away from the perspective ulikuwa umeapproach the project. So you'll come back with a new perspective and try to meet them. Like amesema muulize, like for example, start asking the client akupe some examples of things that zinamfurahisha, akutumia snippets, not only logos, colors, designs out there, and try to understand exactly yeye anataka nini. Anasema anataka floral sort of logo. Try to look for them before even start designing. Again, look for those kind of logos. So sahii una work na venye anasema, na hii ni juu unataka tu hiyo do, lakini ungekuwa ushayatembea. So unachukua a few of them online, mtumie, umuulize from these ones which one do you think will be closer to, or you will feel like inakubamba mostly, and then they will point out. If they have time, they will point out, but at that time utakuwa mna work ile design ya kuna ka friction flani, so you'll not be in very good terms with them, but just try to be patient as you are as a designer. At that time I told you you are a pen or a pencil that is being used. Try to understand what they have, what they want, and we extract. Ikifika hiyo level yenye client yenye amesumbua kabisa, those are the times you should just walk away professionally. Just try to explain to them that you've tried everything but you don't feel like you're fit. Don't usimsell kama endo akona makosa, but just try to explain in a neutral way that you don't feel like you're fit for it at this point, at this time. There's a lot going on. Maybe if they can find someone else, cause outa please kila mtu, kuna tu wale wata walk away.
Hii inakuanga law ya society na wasengezi accept hiyo, like you cannot like everyone and you cannot please everyone. Lakini sasa difference inakuja hapa. Imagine you've done all your best, si ndio?
Yeah.
Sa inafikaje mahali una measure your success in design? You have done your best, but who client kama ha appreciate your best? Don't know you have done your best, ha appreciate. Ama you have done your little, who client ama appreciate, like because you have done your best and like it was just the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, how do you balance that? How do you know, like, enyewe hapa I've done my best and then it's ni kama si hivo, and then I've done my minimum, I need to add more though, even though the client amependa hii kazi.
Yeah. I like that question, and it's what I think most of us designers we are struggling with, trying to measure your success, and something called imposter syndrome is serious. Sometimes hadi mi wale kuwa nayo, and it comes from just the way you've explained. There are those things that you will not even put effort in, na zinaenda, the clients they are happy and everything, and there are those things umejitolea, you put in everything and unaambiwa bado. So you start doubting yourself again, like, okay, where do I fall in? Where exactly do I fall in this space? And explaining it from my own experience, how I've handled such things is first thing, I'll just try to understand that everyone will see things differently. Everyone has just different tastes, and like you've said, you will not please everyone. That is the first thing. The other thing I've come to notice is, I don't know, but this works for me. Nimeonotice iki work sana. The things that you just go in quickly and do it and execute immediately, zinakuanga successful, because I think mostly comes from your intuition or your, I'll say, higher self or something. Like you've tapped into a space where you're creative or you're in the zone. You quickly just extract and you don't even care about the judgment or everything. Hauja put in a lot of thought. This is something subconscious. You're just doing subconscious. And most things that you do that way subconscious, unapatanga zinabambanga clients sana. But hizi vitu zenye you put in a lot of thoughts, I've come to notice most times, not all, zinakuanga ni jobs zenye utapeana and they have a lot of back and forth. I don't know, it's because you put in thoughts, you've doubted yourself or anything, you've tried researching, umeangalia. For example, if you're designing a logo, you start by looking what others are doing and you will get ideas and start working within that same realm. Yeah. But ukiwa una design quickly without even that much, okay, you have the idea, the concept, the research behind it, but you quickly just extract it. It's like ni kama una invent something that is not there. You're doing something unique, and that's why it sells. Yeah. So that has also taught me that kuna usiku na mchana as a designer. Yeah. And you just have to accept it. You just have to know that you have to keep going no matter what, cause kuna hizo siku zenye immediately pap hiyo kitu imetokea iko sawa, and there are those days utavutana, or even creativity haiko, you try your best everything but it's not coming out. So okay, what will I say, these are the battles you have to be ready for. Measuring your success will be measured by going back and checking with the people you've worked with and seeing where they are so far with their brands, for example, as we are talking about branding, and also how happy they are still with what you gave them, or what are the source of connection, recommendations, referrals you are getting from them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are also things you need to look at. But you just have to accept that there are those days that are dark, and there are those days that kuna shine too. Yani everything just flows, and you'll doubt yourself. You'll
So
struggle
in
to
short,
measure yourself.
tunasema career life na venye maisha na kuanga hakuna difference.
I don't think there's a difference. It's the same.
It's just life.
Yeah, it's the same. From my point of view.
But it's true, it's very true. Unaweza amka leo uko na sai unaanza kufanya kazi, and the first feedback you get unashangaa mbona uliamka na sai leo. You go back to the drawing board. Mbona niliamka na sai?
Yeah.
Like hiyo sai kakuna imezimwa kaa switch wewe unafanya.
Yeah.
So in short, you are saying like as a designer you have to be very strong in terms of feedback, in terms of what you're listening, in terms of what you are learning. Sometimes unaweza amka asubuhi ushangae huyu designer alifika huku na hata mimi sijafika huku, usikie you're not yet there. But when you're at work, the feedback you are getting like kama si wewe hatungefika hapa mahali we could have even envisioned your vision for us. As in that's how life is na hivyo, that's how designers wanafaa envision life. Hamu unasemaje?
Yeah, just envision it in that way. Like I've said, every journey has its struggles, so you just choose those struggles and go with them. Those are the things you'll face. Just be ready and accept them. There are those days kuna hiyo cycle unasema, kuna hizo siku zitazimwa. Alafu pia hiyo story ya kusema like una look at other designers, it happens to everyone. Unaangalia mse uko like wow, mse ni mnoma, mimi nitafika hapa. We have this tendency of undermining ourselves as designers immediately. You don't compare yourself. Okay, try to learn what they are doing, but don't compare yourself always to others. Like I've said also, me approach designers at though na make sure nime balance na functionality, and ukisha accept hiyo, you realize that you're expressing what you perceive, your perspective differently from the other person.
Yeah, sure. And then chenye hardware dev naweza sema kitu ya kwanza ni mimi nikiweza kuwa naingia design kama leo, I can try to compare myself with you. But most of the designers don't tell us chenye wametupa kwa dustbin, chenye wamelearn ni nini during the process until they tell us like this is where I am, this is what I'm doing at the current moment, you see. Unaweza kuwa umepigwa na bug ya Figma hadi you are a designer but umepigwa na bug ya Figma hadi ukajua unaweza solve kwa design yako and you did it. So mina feeling kuna hiyo, unaona ile kitu imetupwa kwa dustbin. Like tunaambia watu if you want to solve this, do this and this, but we fail to tell people like this is what I passed through until I came to this place. As in hadi nikadiscover if you want to do this, you can do this and this. You nafanya kuna kwa na hiyo disconnect kidogo. Yes.
Yeah, but I agree. Hata mimi ni victim. I think there are those things nimepitia in the past and sija share with anyone on how they can navigate around.
But lazima usaidie Kenyan design conversation.
I like what you guys do. Sijui I might be wrong, but this is the only design-ish podcast I know currently na ni local. So good stuff, man.
Kuna ingine imetokea from Kampala. Chanta watafutini tuaje. Niliona tu nikipitia LinkedIn yangu.
Uko sure people from Kampala wanaweza sikia Kiswahili?
Not necessarily. Wamesema local.
Local.
Aku specify how local, you know.
Let me talk on the geographical region of East Africa. I think you to summarize.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think
Eh,
I piga makofi basi?
yes. Peacefully.
Yeah, you
And
asking a question?
Yes. So sasa hapa ndio tunataka you ask me a question.
Do you think AI will take our jobs?
Good one. Simunipe tiko niende ni travel in the future alafu ni come ni wa show. Okay, let me share my opinion, yeah?
Yes.
My opinion is I think we are so much worried about kesho, yet we have so many things to do today. Wache kifika mali ya itachukua job yetu ichukue. But for now, let's just focus on what we can do and get better and carry this industry as a whole to the next level. Tuache kuwa na worries mingi. Things will line out, zitajia line zenyewe.
Pigiwa makofi. For sure. That's very true. I think for the past, I think 2 or 3 conversations I've had in the past
Yeah.
about the perspective of how people view AI is one.
Yeah.
Even you probably prompt ChatGPT or Gemini.
Yeah.
When you
I do
prompt
always.
When you prompt it, you don't prompt it, I want this and this. You have to be way specific.
Yeah.
Yes, umesoma kwa Kenyan school system, education system. Let's go back. Kumekuwa na calculator. If you don't know the formula, you love the calculator. It's a scientific calculator, has been certified by the,
Yeah.
the Board of Education, the Ministry, and everything else. You can have the scientific calculator, but if you don't know the formula, then the calculator is useless to you.
Very much so. I think
Most of us in high school were like that, yeah.
kuna watu wana relate hapa. Kuna watu calculators zilikuwa tu requirement.
We used to just know writing about hii podcast ni rated, right?
Yes.
Tulikuwa tunajua kuandika about your sex peke yake. Umeiva, yani hiyo ndio ilikuwa inakubamba kwa hiyo calculator using the 5.
Oh my god, hata at least mlikuwa mnajua kufanya kitu hiyo, hata nikali ulikuwa unajua kuandika
Mimi ilibidi.
Rada guys, kwani mlikuwa mnaitumia za communication tool?
You never used a calculator like a messaging app una pass hivi nyuma mtu anasoma.
Lakini hapana, sio design. Nyinyi akili yenu ni mingi.
But that's all about life. Yes, it's how you view life.
How you view life.
How you solve problems with what you have.
Lakini hiyo lazima ingie. Hiyo lazima tuingie. Unaweza kuwa na calculator. Lakini haujui formula, my friend, you will stare at that calculator. Lazima
you won't even touch the calculator.
Yes, same thing. Haijalishi unatumia tool gani, Canva, Photoshop, Illustrator, you know how to design. You do not.
And that's why unapata kuna difference ya kuna designer mwenye yeye uchora chini, akona kitabu yeye uchora wireframes. Na kuna designer mwenye yeye ingia kwa Figma, yako na picture kwa Kili, yeye uchora kwa Figma.
Na bado ina work.
Na anachora lo-fi.
I met
na kuna design yeye ingia hi-fi, yako na picture kwa Kili. Unaona? Hiyo ndio difference. And that's the difference ya kutumia AI. Na hiyo ndio difference ya kutumia calculator.
Back then. Yeah. Nakubali. Back then when I was also learning it to design, I met someone anaitwa Melvo, shout out to him. Alikuanga designer na he told me one thing, akaniambia all these softwares they are just like a pen in your hand. If you don't have the idea in your mind, you're not going to put it on paper using the pen. So usichukue pen expect execute concept kama iko kwa brain yako. And that's how I've been looking at all these things. including AI at this point right now. It's just a pen. Use it to write on paper. Use it to execute on paper what you have already in your mind.
Probably at the end of the at the end of the day, or at the end of the game, is how you solve the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasa na tukimalizia hiyo story, hadi wasi unaweza ambia designers wana newbies wanaingia kwa hii game, unaweza waambia aje?
In 2025 wanzie wapi?
Waende graphic design. Right now hakuna watu huko. Sijui ama ni mimi naona vitu zangu. Because everyone is in the UI UX train. Wamesahau, wameachana na story ya graphic design. Graphic design tumekuwa tukiangalia kama a saturated market, na shida yake ni their levels. Angalia kama Chris Dosi bado anafanya story na branding. Okay, up to this point simfuatiliangi sana, but it's how you package the value you're presenting to the client, no matter where you are in. So that is the first thing you should try to understand before you come in. And second, just be you and do your own stuffs. Try to learn as much as you can from others. But when you get down on paper, be you. Try to be you. Try to just be unique. Because squeezy, there are a lot of other AI prompt that can give you what you want. But at this point, nothing beats originality. So that is the other thing I think mi ningeanza 2025 ningedu, alafu ningekuwa tu consistent. Kwanza sahi you need to work 2 times harder than we were before, cause digital skills zimekuwa pia nasema kinda saturated. Everyone is doing them. Tangu COVID itokee, so many people walianza kujifunza digital skills, including design as one of them. So you have to stand out there, you have to work extra hard a bit. So yeah, na YouTube is your university for now, because najua na speak from the point of you're starting where you have nothing, or the limited resources, especially funds you have, haziwezi kusustain kuget these big, not all of them work, but most of them are overrated courses. Anza tu na YouTube, but follow a consistent sort of andamwita aje, someone you look up to, mwenye anafanya vitu, follow his concept. Ukishinda unarukaruka mwenye huyu anafanya hivi, then you will not get the concept. So just try to learn from one person, and don't spend so much time watching and learning. Spend so much time practicing. Will get you somewhere. Yeah, I think those are my
So in
points.
short, nasema kuna shortcuts.
No, really.
Lazima ujitume.
Hakuna shortcut manze. Mi nimenotice hivyo in everything successful. You have to be patient and resilient and just showing up. I do it, but yet inakuanga perfect. I don't think there's anyone anakuanga consistently perfectly all the time, but most times, whether you feel like doing it or not, whether you feel sleepy or not, just show up. Hata kama ni 1 hour.
Lazima sacrifice for everything. Anyway, in short, to have said everything in life, it doesn't differentiate. Like how life happens, it doesn't differentiate from how career happens. Yeah, ukiamka asubuhi usikia umeamuka unapumua. In the same way, like lazima uamke ufanye kazi.
Yeah, lazima jo. Lazima.
Hakuna excuse. Yeah.
Hakuna mzee, hakuna.
Manze, newbies kama mimi mmesikia, kawe kama designer lazima tu, hakuna excuse.
At least si hatujawaambia ni God mazie, though huwa ni God, hatusemi si God, lakini ndio hiyo.
Kwanza unajua Michelle alishikwa, alipata the touch.
Who's
the
that?
golden touch of the God. Michelle, I'll send you the link, you listen to her.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. In short, aliambia Mungu, mimi nataka kufanya designer. Mungu akamuonyesha mtu anaweza muonyesha how to design and everything else, and now she's very good in designing.
Okay, nice. Maybe just to add on that, me pia si I'm not disregarding the idea, the concept of God or whatever you call it, the spiritual being. It's important to put it in your process if you believe in so. And the reason as to why inasema you show up is because you're building tools, yeah? You're sharpening tools so that huyo God manzi akikurusha hivi chance ni kuenda nayo, because you already have the tools, you already have umesharpen kisu iko sawa, like anakutupia sungura hivi na amekupea
Unainyonga immediately.
Yeah. So that's the idea too, like tu Mungu atakupata ukiwa umekaa tu unaomba, lazima uweke kazi kidogo.
No wonder there's this thing inasemanga opportunity finds the prepared.
Yeah.
For
Kanga
sure.
Prepared.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Chantal.
Yes. Dealing with imposter syndrome, Joe. How did you overcome that?
Dealing with imposter syndrome, you're supposed to understand one thing as a human being. One thing. You are never perfect.
Hapo ndo tutafungia. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming, guys. They've ambia watu wangu bye, waambia kama walifika hapa, wa subscribe na follow na like.
Maze, ebu mfanye hivyo cause from what from the look of things ni kama anapata kazi, so watu wa subscribe hapo.
Nice one.
Watu wa subscribe hapo. Teke tukisonga.
Wazi. My dearest co-host
Mariga Elvis.
And
napenda ugali. Kula ugali.
Usiposema mwanzo utasema mwisho.
Unajua Mariga ni title kubwa ya ugali.
Ugali it is. Sawa. And it's been Chandarata, guys. Bye.